We pissed off yet? If you're not already, you will be. In fact, I think you probably already are. Now, I just want to get out of the way before we start this that I am in no way a fan of the cliffhanger ending. The cliffhanger was fucking dumb. They should have not had the cliffhanger. They should have showed who got killed. Because, goddammit, the whole fucking hype for this fucking episode was based around which one of these motherfuckers were gonna die. Okay? So, once again, I'm not a fan of the cliffhanger. Not a fan. Now, let's get into it. I don't even know where to begin, but let's get into it. Just real quick, my thoughts on the episode. I really liked the episode. The Carol and Morgan shit, I could have done without. In fact, I don't understand why they just didn't finish that up like in the episode before that, but what am I going to do? Not a fan of the Carol. Like, I mean, it was cool, but it just, I don't know. I think the Savior stuff was more important. I do like how the Saviors were like, basically making Rick and them go, like they were making them go wherever they wanted to. Kind of like what Terminus was doing in the season finale of season 4. When they were like corralling them into a certain area. That's what the Saviors were doing too. But I think the Saviors were way better at doing it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan. Fucking killed it, man. Fucking killed it. That motherfucker was Negan 100%. Yes, there was no cussing in the TV, in the fucking broadcast on AMC because it's fucking TV, people. It's fucking TV, okay? He didn't need that cuss to get the point across, bro. Did you not see the look on Rick's face? Rick was broken. When's the last time you seen Rick that broken?
Season 1, episode 1.
Even Abe was scared. Dude. Even Abraham was scared. Now, Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan, dope. I will probably prefer the Blu-ray version of the scene and all of Negan's scene because that's when we'll get full high-octane, full-on 100% comic Negan. But I'm good with this Negan right now. He's good. Believe me. Now, let's get on to why we're here and that fucking ending. Okay? Motherfuckers, look here. I had to take a sip of my soda while I compose myself for this shit. Alright. I'm even cool with the first person view kill of the person as long as we saw who it was afterwards. They could have ended it like they did in the comics if they wanted a fucking cliffhanger. They could have ended it like it ended in issue 100 where Negan and them beat Glenn. Oh, there's going to be fucking spoilers. And honestly, if you got through this whole season so far without finding out who the fuck got killed by Negan in the comics, you're fucking doing great. Because at this point, the whole entire universe knows that it was Glenn. So there's going to be spoilers, motherfuckers. So just know that ahead of time and stuff. Anyway, so if they'd have just ended it like issue 100 where Negan, like they show Glenn get beat to death and then Negan and his people like talk to Rick and them and then they just leave, that would have been cool. I could have dealt with that. But this whole let's hit him in the, you know, the whole first person kill, I was cool with that, dude. That shit was cool, man. But don't end the fucking episode with the fucking that. Motherfucker, especially when the whole fucking season has been building. The hype around that episode was all based on the fact that somebody was getting beat to death, right? Why they chose to do a goddamn third fucking cliffhanger this season? 4, almost technically 4, 2 involving Glenn. It's beyond me. Whoever, it's almost like the fucking writers in the writing, like when they were coming up with the last episode, they didn't know who the fuck to kill yet, so they just went with this shit. But But
But
and here comes the fun part.
yeah.
I can't remember if it was Thursday or Friday, but the Spoiling Dead fans website leaked the full audio from the show of Negan's scene, from the time he walks out of the camper to the RV and he's like, are we pissing ourselves yet? From that point until the fucking
What?
killing the person with the bat. They leaked that whole audio clip, right? And I was fortunate enough to hear it, but I heard it on Friday. And I've known since Friday, and yes, if you can find the audio leak, and it's kind of hard to find, but it is out there. If you go and search for it, you can find it. It is out there, and there is a transcript out there from it too that spoils who it was that got killed. Because when I first heard the audio leak, what made it disturbing to me was the screams at the end during the Lucille beatdowns part. When I heard the screams and everybody else, now the first time I heard the audio leak, I wasn't really like, oh my god, I was listening. I was just taking it all in, like, oh my god, this is crazy. And it was really disturbing, hearing our people scream, like, no, blah, blah, and you're screaming and shit. But if you find the transcripts, you'll find out that it goes like this. You hear Maggie holler, scream Glenn. You hear Glenn go, Mag. And you hear Abraham say, Glenn. Then you hear Carl scream, no. And then you hear Maggie scream, hold on, Glenn. Right before the last whack of the bat. And then the theme music from the show comes on. Right? Like the end credits theme music for the show comes on. Here's the thing. When I was watching the episode Sunday night, I was actually looking for the audio part of the screams, not to hear, because I didn't even realize this thing about the transcripts until today. But I was listening for the screams, because that was the most disturbing part of this whole thing to me, and I was listening for the screams. But then when it got to that part, you couldn't really hear the screams. It was muffled out.
Because it was.
And I kind of thought, I remember when I was watching it, I was like, wait, I thought you could hear everybody in my. I was like, wait, they were screaming and shit. What the hell? So after watching the episode a bunch more times and watching the Negan scene a bunch more times, I just chalked it up as, well, maybe what they're doing is, maybe they're, it's because it's from the first person view, and you're gonna get like the whack on the head, so like they're gonna make you feel like you're the one that got hit, so you get like the ringing in the ears and everything. Until I found the transcript of what happened, of the actual scene. And then I realized that, yeah, they muffled that shit out because it gives it away. They actually gave it away in the leaked audio. And because the audio was leaked, they changed the ending scene for TV. Okay? They changed the scene. And when I mean change, I don't mean they reshot stuff. What I mean is, they went back and muffled out the screaming part at the end. Right? So, now, having said all that, I've been saying from the beginning it was going to be Glenn anyway, especially after the first two fake out deaths. Like, and my whole stance on it was that Glenn is like a cat with 9 lives, but Negan is going to be the last life. Like, he's been escaping death this whole time since season 1 and getting out of all these predicaments and stuff, and he just can't be killed. Well, Negan is where your luck runs out. And I still think it's Glenn that died. I still think Glenn is the one that got it. Now, I'm just saying, based on the transcripts and based on what I heard and based on me going back and listening to an audio clip of the end part, which I did find. It took me a long fucking time, but I found it again. Yeah, he has it too. I went back and I listened to it, and it does sound like she's screaming Glenn, or a bunch of people are screaming Glenn. Now, I'm saying I'm like 75% sure that it's Glenn that died. But they should not have ended it with a goddamn cliffhanger. Like, cliffhanger's cool, but just not that bullshit. Not that. They shouldn't have, that kind of cliffhanger was fucking dumb. Because another thing that nobody's bringing up, or at least people that I've talked to or I've watched stuff for, nobody's bringing it up. The Comic-Con trailer is, if they don't want people to know who got killed, the Comic-Con trailer is gonna fuck it up. Cause how are you gonna have a trailer? Like, the only people that can be in the fucking trailer for next season is like Morgan, Carol, Spencer,
Rick.
Gabriel, Rick, and Carl. And Negan. And Jesus.
Dale.
And Gregory. And the Hilltop. Nobody else that was down there with Rick, nobody else but Carl, and Negan, and Dwight, can be in the trailer but them. Because you can't have Michonne, you can't have Rosita, you can't have Glenn, you can't have Maggie, you can't have Daryl, you can't have Aaron, you can't have Eugene, and you can't have Abraham, and you can't have Sasha. I said Rosita, right? And Rosita. In case I didn't say her already, and Rosita. You can't have any. You can have Heath and fucking Tara, but you can't have any of the people that were with Rick. Because your asses put yourself in a corner, you stupid fucks. If they go to Comic-Con and they're at the panel, you can't have any of the people. Like, you know, Norman Reedus is there every year, man, and he's like one of the best things about their panel, and he can't be there because unless they get us with a bunch of goddamn flashbacks, and god damn it, dude.
Oh, flashbacks suck.
But you know what? That's just a bunch of crazy rambling for another video. I'm not even gonna talk about that, but yeah, I think the end scene was done great. It was fine. It did what it was supposed to do. It made me nervous, made me scared. That really my heart was beating. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And you know, I'm like, okay, this is dope. And then it just went off like that, and I was like, what? That's a cheap way, man, to make people. It's a very cheap way to make people tune in to season 7. You had us at Negan and Lucille.
This is Lucille.
I mean, damn, dude, really? Fuck, my E-pen's going. My E-pen's going. See, this fucking cliffhanger killed my fucking E-pen. God damn it. Son of a bitch. But yeah, once again, Jeffrey Dean Morgan did an amazing job. Negan, he was perfectly cast. I've been saying that all along. Stephen Ogg as the savior that was messing with him the whole time. Who's Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5? In case you haven't put 2 and 2 together yet.
Why's Carl a douche now?
Cause we're getting comic book Carl. Carl, excuse me.
Carl.
But yeah, all in all, it was a good episode. If you can check out the leaked audio, if you can find it, just be careful because over the weekend, AMC was throwing out copyright strikes at everybody on YouTube. That was even, if you even mentioned the damn leak, you was getting a copyright strike. So if you find it, just be careful where you post it at and stuff like that. It is out there. There's a bunch of different versions of it, and what I mean by versions is there's versions of the entire scene. There's versions of there's versions of just the end part from the time he starts hitting with the bat and they start screaming. You probably want to find the one with the scream. There's a really good one. I don't know who it's by, but the one that has the words on screen in the video. Well, yeah, but that wasn't his video though.
But he has it in his video.
But it has the words for every line that people were yelling on the screen and stuff. So yeah, find it. I can't. These 5 months are gonna be a pain in the freaking ass to wait through. 6 months, whatever. And If you like this video and you want more, click, comment, like,